Lovely morning, or lovely evening, or lovely afternoon, wherever you're located in this beautiful earth. In our journey of this podcast, we continue the offering of some recommendations to improve your English. Last time we had recommended 33 tips to help you speak English better and practice the beauty of this language. In this episode, we will push it to make it 50 tips. So we are adding almost 20 more tips to help you better your English pronunciation. Tip number 33 is use English whenever you can. It's as simple as that. Tip number 34, don't translate into English. You need to ask yourself, how do they say it in English, but not how do I translate it into English? Think in English because that is going to help you improve your fluency, especially when you ask yourself, how do they say it? Talk to yourself in front of a camera and record yourself and watch your recording. You don't have to be talking to yourself on the bus. People might think you have gone crazy. You need also to learn English from a book, but you cannot master English from a book. It's like driving a car, as I said in the previous podcast. To become a better writer or a better reader, you need to brainstorm some good ideas and thoughts on paper and build on that, especially when it comes to using a checklist of things. I usually keep a checklist of 3 items that I focus on every day. Item number 1, read a chapter of a book. And this is what I mostly focus on every day because I don't want the day to end without me feeling accomplished by reading something or progressing my skills a bit more. I'm just like you practicing English, and while I'm doing this podcast, I'm practicing English as well, but I'm trying to help you spreading the knowledge of language and the beauty of it. Sometimes you need to shadow English speakers by repeating what they say. A better website that I recommend is Youglish, so Youglish. It shows you a subtitle of certain words that you may have some difficulty saying and saying them. You need also to have an English radio in your house. If you're listening to podcasts in English, that radio is going to directly affect your listening skills and make you become a better English speaker. But you need to heavily focus on improving your listening. Get help from your teacher and try as much as possible to record the lessons. This is a great way to review. I always record my classes whenever I can and have an accessibility to recording devices. You can also listen to your teacher speaking and check their speed and intonation. That's going to help you much better. Don't become too reliant on your dictionary or your teacher. They're only marginal and auxiliary when it comes to their help. Your dictionary should be an aid, just like your teacher. Your teacher can be a mentor, a facilitator in that part. Don't give up. Stay positive. But when we say stay positive, this is theoretically speaking. We need to put that into practice by thinking of ways of being positive. When you feel down or when you feel that you're not making that much progress that you're inspired to, take a deep breath before you say something or before you move to the next step. Keep yourself motivated by looking back at the textbooks and CDs and recordings that you had, but you need also to congratulate yourself on the progress that you're making. Don't make any excuses and never say I have bad English or I don't speak English well, because that is going to give a better signal to your mind to stay in your location in terms of progress. You need to, or status, you need to not say that, because your brain subconsciously believes that. So you should never say that I have weakness in English or I don't speak English well. Just go regular when it comes to conversation and don't say that again. Procrastination can stop you from being successful. When you push things and not do them and just delay them, that is going to be risking your progress in language. People tend to get demotivated or lose the steam after 2 months of intensive training, because this is how people, get used to something routinely taught to them. But you need to find different ways of keeping yourself excited to learn this language. Use sources that match with your level. Don't go really high level. Don't use text or listening exercises which are very difficult or very easy. Just keep it in the middle, manageable, and let's say plus or minus one, plus one of your level or minus one. Don't worry about making your accent perfect. Nobody speaks with perfect accent. It's an important part, and I've talked about it. It's an indicative of your cultural identity to keep your accent. Native speakers enjoy hearing English spoken with an accent. There's so many types and varieties of English: British, American, South African, and so on. None of these are wrong or not as important as other ones. There is no hierarchy in terms of varieties and types of Englishes. They're just on equal level, and they are just indicators of the geographic location of people who speak them. So these are a few tips that I thought of sharing with you. I hope they are useful to you and put you on track of becoming better English speaker. This is the second podcast of the tips, and we'll continue this series, hopefully to get to 100 and maxing out your English skills. Thank you so much. This is English teacher Walid Khalid.